I say, you too. You too. Good morning, good morning. Man, y'all know what I say. Good morning. If it's your first time rocking with the boy, I'll be the KING SPR 33. That be me, King Spree. You logged in with the realest, baby. Reporting live from Sin City. We got a beautiful day here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Not a cloud in the sky. Weather about 41 degrees outside. Praise to the Most High. I hope y'all having a good day out there. Starting off the week right. Weekend didn't go too well, but that's not what I'm here to say. But it didn't go too well. I had got sick out of nowhere. Anyway, let's get right into a topic. Joe Rogan, the N-word. Let's get into it. Before we do that, please do me a favor. Subscribe to the kingdom. Join the kingship if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, and when you subscribe, press that notification bell. It'll let YouTube and yourself know each and every time I come on talking my that you want to hear. For the ones that have subscribed, we're almost at 80. We're almost at 80. Like I said, not as much as you would think, but each and every last one of y'all mean a lot to me. Appreciate y'all want to hear the boy rap a little bit. Joe Rogan. And leave a like in the video too, please. So Joe Rogan used the N-word. There's a compilation video of him essentially saying that hard N-word, the ER, a bunch of times throughout his tenure of being a podcast person. He offered an apology. The apology was centered around he wasn't using it, and I'm paraphrasing, he wasn't using it to call somebody that. He was using it in the context of how the story was being told. So whether it was a story being told in which that word was there, whether it was quoting somebody that did say something to that effect, and he wasn't using it towards somebody. Instead, he was just using it almost like a quote, like an exact quote from somebody. He referenced some of the great comedians of our time, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, and how they went about using it and how he was just using it in that way. He also had to apologize for a story he once told involving, the story was told that him and his friends got extremely high and they went to a screening or to go watch Planet of the Apes. And where the taxi cab or Uber dropped them off, well, I think it's a taxi, dropped them off, he said it looked like they were in Planet of the Apes. He said they were in Africa, as he told the story. And he said it in a joking format in order to, I guess, get an arousal from the people he was around. So let's start with the N-word. The N-word apology, that's fine. It's not fine. Nobody should ever say the N-word, especially the hard ER. But especially white people. The reason why I'm saying it's fine is because a lot of things were said back then that now are seen as horrible. The heart and ER, N-word with the ER was never, let me repeat, never excusable, and it still isn't. But the way that he said it, because I don't sit here and watch Joe Rogan podcast all the time. The way he said it was presented, I kind of understand what he's saying as far as he's having a dialogue with people and he's referencing, like, it's almost like how a lot of white people nowadays get a pass because they're singing a song that has that word in it. The GA one has that word in it, so they say it and think that they get a pass for saying it. They don't, but they think they do. I'll tell you a quick little story. I once was at a party. This is actually pretty recent, maybe a year, 2 years ago. I was at a party, and only black person there. Well, no, me and another black girl, and around a bunch of coworkers, and somehow we're in a room, and they're talking about something random, and somehow they referenced Gucci Man. And now, tell me how these people know who Gucci Man even is, right? They referenced Gucci Man. They was like, yeah, because I don't want to be around an environment where all they say is the nigga word all the time. Nigga this, nigga that, so on and so on. So I said, as the lone black person there, and more particularly the lone black man there, I said, yo, listen, I don't know what y'all think this was, and I'm very disappointed it has to come to this. Never use that word around me, period. I don't give a fuck if you referencing a song. I don't give a fuck if it was in the Bible and you were reading a scripture. Don't use that word around me. So they were offended and I was offended. You know, the standard thing they do. They run to when the angry black man says something about being done wrong. They were offended, I was offended. And unfortunately, I left. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately, I left. And friendships were ended that night. I did have one person in my corner, and they went over there and gave those people a piece of their mind, and definitely appreciated. And, you know, unfortunately, friendships ended with them too, as far as the people that said it and that person. But nevertheless, there's no acceptable time in which you can use that word. I don't give a fuck what's being said, especially if you are white. Period. Not just because of the fact that you shouldn't be using the word the same way I shouldn't use the word, the Ritz word, you know, Ritz Acker. I shouldn't be saying that word, right? In reference to a white person. That in my opinion, that's disrespectful. If I say that to them, then I'm disrespecting them. But also it shouldn't be being used because the ER version of it literally is a term that was used to put down our people. We were being sold as property. And I don't like being the the righteous dude, but that's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm not gonna pander to the other side because, oh man, if you say the wrong thing, you don't want to sound like the angry black man. Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. Now I'm not as into it as boycotting is the Spotify shit or whatever. I don't listen to Spotify anyway. I'm an Apple dude. And I don't want him to lose any money or nothing like that, but I'm just saying he apologized. The way he said it was a little sketchy, to be honest, but he apologized. We moved forward. That happened a long time ago. We moved forward. But for the ones that keep using the word, for the ones that are in present day time, in real time using that word, don't let me hear you. Don't let me hear it, dog. I'm not Mr. Tough Guy, but don't let me hear it. That's not something that we're going to be condoning over here. And I won't play to it just because, oh, I'm the only black person around. Don't ever use that word around me. I don't give a fuck what we talking about. I stand by it. Like American Gangster, I guarantee it. Don't use that word around me. You understand what I'm saying? So then he speaks about the Planet of the Apes thing. There ain't no excuse in that. Being funny or not being funny is irrelevant. You essentially compared us to apes, which is a very common thing that people do, which is obviously motherfucking extremely disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful. And then you say it felt like you was in Africa. Like, what are you talking about? There's a clear difference between fucking Africa and America when it comes to no city in America looks like Africa. That was racist. Now, in that story, that was racist. Granted, it was a different time. He probably said it to be funny. He is a comedian at the end of the day. But we ain't giving passes. We ain't giving hall passes to everybody that apologized neither. Because they didn't want Kevin Hart to host the Oscars. They didn't want him to host the Oscars because of some things he said back in the day. A lot of black celebrities that said some stuff back in the day get canceled. Get chewed up and spit out based on what they said years ago. Let alone on the video. They said it on a Twitter and they still get chewed out. Let alone on a video. Nick Cannon had to get on his knees and beg for the situation he said. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not against Joe Rogan. It ain't the biggest of deals, but we gotta play the game the right way. And if you're gonna play it that way, We gonna cancel you just the way everybody else get canceled. Now, is Joe Rogan gonna get canceled? No. Spotify's heavily in his corner. Do I want Joe Rogan to get canceled? Not really. I think the information he puts out on his podcast is educational to a lot of different demographics. I haven't gotten a racist vibe from him viewing the couple episodes that I viewed over time. He said he hasn't used it in a while. I've never heard him use it on a podcast. I didn't even know that video existed. So as a result, in my book, he's good, and I'm not gonna be fake outraged, but I'm also letting it be known, and all my people that rock with me know this. That word, the viewer from the other side, we not playing that game. We not playing that game. If you from the other side, we not playing that game. You understand what I'm saying? We don't condone violence. We don't condone any trouble. But you're not gonna disrespect us neither. That's a fact. That's a fact, especially if you're from the other side, right? Which leads me to another topic that's real quick I'll touch on. Awkwafina. Damn, it's Black History Month, and they doing a lot of fuck shit out there. So Awkwafina is being accused of using a Blaccent. I mean, in the movie Ocean's 8, she used a Blaccent. And for the most part, when I hear her talk, I get that vibe from her regardless. I get the Blaccent vibe from her regardless. Now, to be fair, the reason why she's under heat is not just because she uses the accent, because we've seen a lot of people use like an urban accent. It's not specific to black people. It's really just an urban, depending where you grew up at. But apparently she didn't grow up in no urban area. That's number one. And then number two, she had a quote. I mean, I'm not gonna quote her. I don't know if she said this. I saw somebody say she said this. Let me say that first and foremost. I don't know if she said this. I saw somebody say she said this. But essentially she was saying how she doesn't want to do any acting roles in which she is acting like, quote unquote, how Asians are supposed to act, while using the dialect or using the tonality which they use, that they're generalized by, because she doesn't want to, essentially it's racist to her people to be seen in only that light. And I 100% agree. She shouldn't do that. It would be that, in my opinion, as well. But she seemed to have no problem using what's perceived to be our dialect, our tonality, our play on words, and I guess, for lack of a better term, our accent. Now, once again, I don't care to her to get quote unquote canceled, and I'm not gonna be fake outrage, but yeah, there's some hypocrisy there. There's definitely a situation where, baby girl, when it's you doing it for our culture, you got no problem going up there and acting a fool. Not saying that black people act a fool, but in this case, when she was doing, it was very obvious that she was speaking like a black person, or like a urban person, I should say, no matter the skin color. And if you find that to be, and it's gonna be classified as the Blaccent, which you do know, let's not be stupid. Like, everybody knows that if you want to do what they call a white voice, there's a certain way you speak. Like, so we know what these accents are. And if you do that, you got to know what backlash you're going to get from it. If you're going to do a Blaccent, you got to be prepared for the fact that people are going to look at you and say, hold on now. You realize that you are appropriating our culture, but you have a statement saying that you don't want to do the same for yours. All we got to do is play the game the right way, baby. That's really it. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, we ain't going to make this a long, drawn-out video as always. Please like the video, man. I promise the setup will get better. But for now, we just in the car. On the way to work, man. Vibe with the boy. These are topics that we all want to speak about, and I know some people want to hear about. Like I said, we almost had 80 subscribers to the kingdom. Please go ahead and put a subscription, press the subscribe button, join the kingship, join the kingdom. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And please like the video. It helps with the algorithms. It allows it to go ahead and spread out to more people. Like. Please, I can't say it enough. Like the damn video. And leave me a comment below. Let me know. Y'all want Awkwafina? Her name is even wild, for the record. But y'all want Awkwafina? Not a race thing. It's just like a very interesting name. Y'all want Awkwafina or Joe Rogan to get canceled? If y'all want him to get canceled, please go ahead and put an X in the comment section for the boy. Or y'all think it's okay? If it's okay, just put the shrug sign up. Like, listen, I ain't for it, but I ain't against it. I hear what you're saying. Like, comment, subscribe to the kingdom. This has been a message brought to you by the good people over here at Spree ENT. I promise it's gonna all make sense real soon. Until the next time.